Hey YouTube, Scott Off-Road, how you doing today? Well, we're going to do some social isolation in the garage today and put in some new shocks on the Jeep. Got to looking at the paperwork. It was about 2014, May of 2014 when I put the last set of shocks in, which is about 70,000 miles ago. So it's due. Last time we went with just a budget shock. That's all we were able to afford at the time. This time we decided to turn things up a bit, and we're going with something a little bit nicer. So looking forward to see how well and how much different the Jeep rides now. I know it's going to ride a lot better anyway. It's just 70,000 mile shocks are wore out, so you put new shocks in, obviously that's going to help. But as always, like, subscribe, follow. Have a blessed day. Way too much money wrapped up in an air compressor. Not use it. Alright. Good looking shock.
So how tight that is. You don't want to pop that until you're ready. You put it in place first.
How do you put it in place with the bolt on it?
Oh, you're gonna. Alrighty then. This is gonna be awesome.
Nope. First thing noticed is this one comes with the bar pins. And as Matt says, leave this strap on. That's how tight it is, but you have to take it off to get to the bolt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amy. On the front, the shocks are upside down or reversed, so the shaft goes down instead of up. And this is all molded as one piece instead of just being welded on, like right here. Front shocks anyways. Also, if you look at the hardware size, considerably different. Fully extended, I've got probably about 2 inches.
That's pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, pretty close, 2 inches.
Yeah, 2 inches definitely.
More flex.
Have to see how that affects your coil.
Are you saying I have sensitive coils?
I think you almost had it.
Will this droop any further?
Nope.
Well, not
Let
unless
me
you stand on
push.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's not going to droop 4 more inches.
All right. Well, easiest way is to put a jack underneath it. Hook that top pin in, and then we'll jack it up off the side. And
Okay.
Push it over. Flat plate would be nice.
I think I might actually have one.
Just something we can put across the top so we can slide it over. All right, I just gotta, should be able just to pull like hell. There you go. Good.
All right, here's the old shocks we took off the rear. We ran into a problem where the bolt had actually rusted to the sleeve, so we had to cut them off to get it out. The next problem we ran into is here's the new shock with the bar pins in it. Well, I've got bar pin eliminators welded into the Jeep. So, quick call to Fox Shocks. Somebody was actually working, and they said, yep, we're good to push the bar pins out. I just wanted to double check before we ruined a fairly expensive shock. But when you put them side by side, again, this is welded on to the shock. This is actually, the same piece is actually part of the shock. And then the eyelet, again, just an afterthought. This is actually purpose built and looks pretty stout. Looks like the diameter of the shocks is actually thicker too. Fortunately, from other Jeep projects, I had a whole bunch of sleeves, so we just found the sleeves that would fit. We're going to take out the driver's side shock real quick, make sure we don't have any other issues, and then go get replacement bolts for the bottom that we had to cut, and then probably put new hardware at the top. Oh boy, did I run into an issue. Jeep has a 4.5-inch long arm lift in it, so I bought the shocks to fit the Jeep. Unfortunately, I forgot that I do have bar pin eliminators when I ordered my shocks, which takes away about inch and a half of shock height. So what I needed to buy instead was the shocks for a 3-inch lift. Called Fox Racing, talked to their tech. They confirmed it. Called Quadratech. They sent me out a set of new shocks, packed these back up, and sent them back to Quadratech. Unfortunately, this meant I drove around for about 3 days without shocks in the back, which was a really unenjoyable ride. The only other issue I had with this install was the shock mounts on the Jeep were narrower than the new shocks, so I had to do a little modification and persuasion to get them to fit in. But other than that, they're in. Well, we got the shocks in. That was an adventure, I'll tell you that. First problem we had was the bar pins. Wasn't really a major problem, really wasn't a problem at all. I just wanted to make sure they weren't a integral part of the new shock and that I was able to push them out without an issue. Called Fox again, they said, yep, go for it, no problem. Said, all right, and then I realized the big problem is after cutting the old shocks out, that the new shocks were for a 4.5 to 6-inch lift. Again, having the bar pin eliminators took 1.5 inches out of my lift, which dropped me down to a 3-inch lift. So fortunately, Quadratech was able to get me a set of shocks here in a couple days. They went in pretty well. I had a couple minor issues with them. The big one is these shocks are heavier. It's I said dutier. A heavy duty shock with larger attachment points. So I had to persuade the factory mounts on the axle to accept them, and then I had to also persuade the bar pin eliminators to accept them. Really wasn't that big of a deal on the driver's side. The passenger side, unfortunately, I had to unbolt the exhaust. Other than that, we're just enjoying the social isolation. We're just waiting for it to get over with. This is pretty much the end of my content right now. I'll be scratching my head and pondering what I'm going to do for the rest of the social isolation so I can keep up on the content. Fortunately, this video doesn't go out till middle of May, so I'm good in the short term. It's the long term. Fortunately, hopefully we'll be back together and everything will be back to normal in May. And I've got a Jeep trip in May, and then I got 2 trips, one in June, one in July, and then we go to Moab in August. Again, that's all dependent on everything getting back to somewhat normal. And hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, follow. Have a blessed day.